but I was trying to knock his face off.
What's up with bro?
Man, you feel me? I'm out here in Vegas, bro. It's lit out here, my nigga. You gotta get out here, bro. We can make a movie or something, you feel me?
Man, stop playing, bro. You know I'm already out here.
Drop me the location. I'm finna pull up.
Nigga, say less. Nigga, you already know, bro. It's minor to some majors, bro. Let's link.
All right, go.
Yes, so solid. The Prophet. I got my man's Trey up in this, you know. And we been players, man, since been pimping. Understand this. Minor to some majors, you find us up in Vegas. Ballin' like some players, pointing, laughing at the haters.
Getting money with my brothers, finna take this all the way up. I remember long nights, we ain't have to stay up.
Going up like elevators, I'm strictly about my paper. Slice like a razor, some major niggas say what?
Deuces, see you later, we ain't about to wait up. Focused on this money, shawty, had to get my cake up.
Stacks in the rental, blowing on the doty. Right around Vegas, nigga with the 40 on me. Banging so solid, bet you shorty know me. In the back of the club, nigga chillin' low key. Shining like the sun, sparkle like a diamond. Find a PYT in whatever city I'm in. S-O-S-O-L-I-D. Mackin' on every single hoe that I see. Minor to some majors, you ain't on like me. After we hit Vegas, let's hit NYC. I know, I'm so dope. Give a fuck what a hater say, he gets no vote. Nigga, you can't kick it, you don't know kung fu. Salad do you make on bitches? Yes, I do. I'm so clean like a bar of Dove soap. That's the Prophet Trill lead, nigga, we are no joke. Minor to some majors, you find us up in Vegas. Ballin' like some players, pointing, laughing at the haters.
Getting money with my brothers, finna take this all the way up. I remember long nights, we ain't have to stay up.
Going up like elevators, I'm strictly about my paper. Slice like a razor, some major niggas say what?
Deuces, see you later, we ain't about to wait up. Focused on this money, shawty, had to get my cake up. I said I came in with my brothers and I'm leaving with my brothers. Shawty keep her picking, if she speaking, I might cuddle. You know what it is, ain't no plan once I pull up. Money in the air, not a care, throw your hood up. Came up from the bottom, no more bottom, get that out of here. A lot of cheers, only happy tears, got us out of here, we out of here. Straight from the gutter, now we run this bitch, yeah. Toast to that good life, man, I love this shit, wait. Hold up, no more looking down on me. Same ones that doubted me is the same ones that counted me. Now I'm counting money and the same ones surrounding me. But only real ones finna count with me, yeah. Cause I was broken, ain't nobody care. Now I'm all the way up and everybody here, yeah. But that's how it's supposed to be. I gotta keep my trail ones close to me.
Minor to some majors, you find us up in Vegas. Ballin' like some players, pointing, laughing at the haters.
Getting money with my brothers, finna take this all the way up. I remember long nights, we ain't have to stay up.
Going up like elevators, I'm strictly about my paper. Slice like a razor, some major niggas say what?
Deuces, see you later, we ain't about to wait up. Focused on this money, shawty, had to get my cake up.
Hey, yo, what's happening? Can I get a mic check? Mic check. It's Thursday. It is that time. Make sure y'all check out my brother, So Solid the Prophet, on all streaming platforms, man. Make sure y'all check him out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep highlighting his music. He doing it. We got to support him. Make sure y'all support him. Get them streams up for my guy. Man, what's good, man? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. How y'all doing? What's happening? It is Thursday, so it is time for another stream, if you know what I mean. Let's see who in the building. Y'all know how we start this off. I ain't gonna never keep y'all too long, but we got to talk about it. NMW3's in the building. What's good? BZ, what's good with you, my guy? What's popping? What's popping? Hey, Kiki, how you doing? You are one of my favorite Kikis. I know a couple of Kikis, though. There that man is. So Solid the Prophet. Again, make sure y'all follow that man on all streaming platforms, man. He is nice with it. West Coast representative. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Almanaz, how you doing, sis? The one and only is in the building. Jolie, a.k.a. Pretty Red, is in the building. Tim and Miranda, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Happy Thursday. Zion, what's good? What's good with you? Mike, what's popping, my boy? Keep a name, though, please, if you don't mind. Jeff, how you doing, God? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good with you, man? Good to see you. My brother. You know what I'm saying? The rough part of the Harrises promoting conscious parenting. Great DJ show going on every week where they do a versus. That's pretty dope. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Saids, Mr. and Mrs. He Said and Mrs. She Said. That's me right there. Hey, what's up, fella? Who else we got it here? Who else we got here? Viewing pleasure. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family. Let's give you what you owe for showing up. Hope you come back through. My boy D Stewart in the building. What's up, my guy? Happy Thursday. We almost there. Already with the with the 20 ball. My boy So Solid. We gonna talk about it. I kept it ambiguous. That's a big word, ambiguous. So we can explore. Shout out to the people who inspired this stream. This Might Be Risky and Crimson Cure. Y'all just sit back. Lady Navor, the best mod on YouTube. What's good, sis? How you doing? Tommy B, my bro. What's good, working man? How you doing, black man? What's popping with y'all, man? Let's get into it, man. Now, I'm going to have to put y'all in the time machine for this one. Where's my lights at? I'm messing up, y'all. I'm sorry. Need my lights. Been fighting this cold. I think I got walking pneumonia, to be honest with you. Keep coming and going. Empty passengers, man. If y'all been with me a while, this used to be my saying. Right? Some people in relationships are empty passengers. What does that mean? That means they're just along for the ride. No input, no output. Everything's on you, right? Or their significant other, or whatever you want to call them, right? Everything's on them. It's never their fault. No matter what you do, no matter how you say, they'll never take responsibility. It's just not in them, right? This is a lot of people. More than people care to talk about. Right? Now, what I'm gonna be reviewing, I'm gonna be touching. Consider this episode 1.5, because Crimson Cure did a great live on this yesterday about a question that was posed to the ladies on This Might Be Risky the other night. It was a great question. Right? And to start this off, y'all hear me say a lot of times, right? It's all the men's fault. It's all your fault, guys, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Even if you know in your heart, and your mate know in your heart that they failed the relationship. Outside eyes, people on the inside too, society in general, look at the man at fault in relationships when it goes bad. And I've asked the question for years. If everything is on the man, what is a woman's job in a relationship? Ladies, do you know what your job is? Do you? Gentlemen, do you know what your woman should be doing for you? Because the truth is, if we're being honest as men, right, a lot of us don't really understand the role of a woman because it was never presented or taught to us, right? We kind of tiptoeing and learning it as we go. When you look at the impressions and the things that were your life was built upon, right, the lessons you learned. If you think back, did your mother ever take responsibility for why relationships didn't work? Did your mother ever sit you down and tell you why it didn't work out with your father, or your brother's father, or your sister's father? If a woman has no input on a relationship, if everything that goes wrong in the relationship is the man's fault, why or what's the point of people being in relationships? I appreciate you, Daryl, with the 20 ball. Thank you, my brother. I see you, Ebo. I got that taken care of you for you today, too, bro. It should be coming to you soon. It's a real big problem in these spaces, I think. I'm gonna go past these spaces, guys. In society, in the world as a whole. A man is expected to be responsible for the relationship with no control whatsoever. There's this ideology that's being presented out in mass, right, on a global scale, that the man is doing everything right. His woman won't leave. She won't stray. She won't disrespect him. She won't devalue him. She won't try to emasculate him. Is that the truth? Better yet, is that the majority of situations? When a man leaves the relationship, he's destroying the family. When a woman leaves, it's for her happiness. Hey, sis, how you doing? Teach, what's popping? No, Black America, that was Wednesday, but I didn't read. I didn't read this Wednesday. We'll be back on it next Wednesday, bro. Thank you for checking, though. Next Wednesday, we back on the book club. Something profound happened on This Might Be Risky. And it's a damn shame that people didn't dive into it. But we will. Let me pull this up, y'all. Shout out to This Might Be Risky. Shout out to that boy Hamp. He is cultivating some very genuine conversations. I think the worst part is that when it gets real, you'll see that everybody tries to step away from it. Where's my marker at? I'm gonna go to 340 so we can get a little gist of the conversation. This particular live was titled, "Are Black Men owed an apology? Do Black men deserve an apology?" Now I'm gonna play it, and if you guys are fans of Crimson Cure, you are at her live, you already know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, I want to see if you pick up on it.
Take the stripper, man will take the prostitute, man will take the porn star. Like,
let me ask you a question.
Are you for real with that?
Did you say that?
Oh yeah,
men accepting women with bodies, because we've had mad podcasts where y'all said hell to the no.
You know what women love telling men when we're on these panels? Y'all keep entertaining hoes, but they don't take into they don't bring into the equation that the fact that they may be the hoe that they talking about. So if most men before they get in relationships are dealing with women who are sleeping and having sex out of relationships and out of wedlock, and babies out of wedlock. So most women, when they say why you entertaining hoes, most men who sleep are with women and entertaining women in general. They don't know if they're a hoe, they're dealing with them. So the woman determines if it's a hoe he got or it's a wife he got. But either way, a lot of women are demonstrating hoish behavior. So if we're entertaining hoes, it's because of the behaviors of women. We men can't
on topic.
No, because I have a question about that.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Well, okay, never.
That's your question.
No, I just wanted to ask individually each guy, do you feel that you are deserved or would prefer women to apologize or acknowledge that you guys are doing way better?
I'm just letting it rock out, y'all. Give it a minute. Listen up.
Who you want to go first?
I'll go first. Yeah, I think the acknowledgement would be helpful. You know, I think it'd be good.
Apology.
Say again. I'm pretty motivated just in terms of myself anecdotally, right? So I don't need your apology to know what's right and wrong, but acknowledging how good my brothers are doing around me would be dope. Aaron?
Yeah, I ditto.
Be nice.
I don't need all that.
You don't need any of it?
No.
Okay.
Not an apology.
You think it'd be helpful to men around you?
Not an apology, because usually people say apologies so they don't have to take accountability. So if people were taking accountability for the things they were doing and the actions and the reasons why they did things and were actually honest, yeah, that would be better.
So what does that look like?
Not telling us that they want an equal situation when obviously they don't.
Not telling us that they want an equal situation when obviously they don't.
Telling us that they want an unequal situation when they tell us that they want an equal one. That's the lie.
You're saying they want things like chivalry, but then they want to have the same jobs and things of that nature?
Yeah.
And you're saying that would mean what to us?
Pay very close attention to the young man, to the young guy. Be nice. Play very close attention. Listen to him. This don't all roll into what we talk about here. Watch.
At least you're dealing with a entity that's honest.
Now I'm gonna elaborate on what he said. Right, and please, trigger warnings are coming, guys. Let me give you guys trigger warnings. This is live number 1 of trigger warnings. The next live I'm doing is gonna be awful. It's gonna be awful. Okay. I was supposed to do it today, but I changed my mind because I seen this video. You know why men entertain hoes?
Did you hear what I said?
Ladies, y'all ask this question all the time. Do you guys know why men entertain hoes? Do you want to know? Do you want to know the honest to God truth? If y'all want to know the truth, give me a 1 in the chat. If you want to support the channel, $ are dubs for the Cash App or Super Chats. What's happening, Sissy Pooh? Thursday night. Make sure y'all check out Kwee tonight on the tube. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, guys. Dang it. Men entertain hoes because the hoes are honest. A man knows what he's dealing with when he's with a whore. I'm here for pussy. You're here for money. There's no games. There's no bullshitting. It is what it is. right? See, the game is that a lot of women and men, because y'all, it's the game. It's the game. Gotta spend too much time trying to figure out what the truth is of a woman. This is why I argue women down when they say body count doesn't matter, that your past doesn't matter, right? Because a woman can move to a different city and lie and become the most celibate woman you've ever known. But back in Chicago, she got a million bodies and everybody knows she was the town thought. And what happens is that man end up taking you for the woman you so-called say that you are now and that you have become. Is looking like a goddamn fool. When all the while you was busting it down for Ronnie and Johnny and Bobby and Ricky and Mike for the freebie. Or for the money. That's why men entertain hoes. Because it's simple. Most men will deal with you if you're honest, right? But the reason why women aren't honest is because once you're honest, that man is going to slot you a certain way. I will fuck you. He will fuck you. But he will never marry you or consider you serious. Never. Never. What's good, time? Blaze in the building. How you doing, bruh? Cool. We're going to keep it a bean today. We're going to keep it a bean. Got to stop lying. Got to stop lying.
About its intent.
Okay. OG?
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
Good morning to y'all all who's celebrating morning time in the East Coast. I say yes to your question just to get it off the top. And then the only reason I say that because I've seen 1,700,000 men do it publicly at the Million Man March. And that was one of the mission statements that we apologize to women for our ways and the things we did. So I think it's equally handed for some of the things that has been publicized about men, media, press, print. I think if that's what they want to do without, I think it's old.
Yeah, I can agree. I can see that, OG. Beans?
Nah. Change behavior is the best apology, actually. So,
Beans, you stole mine.
Go ahead, Ali.
I mean, I'm gonna go right off of him. That's what I was gonna say. The best apology is change behavior. It's just women truly valuing themselves more, putting themselves in positions to where they can be the foundation of families versus garnishing attention. So I don't really want the apology. I just want our women to be better women and hold other women accountable to be better women. Until they're better women, we just gonna keep replaying.
The accountability bullshit got to stop. It's a false narrative, right? It's a plaster trophy. Accountability is done by self. No one else can hold you accountable. No one else can hold you accountable. I can blame you all day, right? I can point at you all day, but until that person, right? Until I take responsibility, it'll never change. You cannot hold anyone else accountable. You being able to hold someone else accountable means that you're able to subject them to your, what's the word I'm looking for? To your terms. It means that I can discipline you. And we all know you can't keep nobody that don't want to be kept. You can't force nobody that's looking to stay. You can't make nobody that's wanting to stay leave, and you can't make nobody that's wanting to leave stay. You can, thank you, sis. I appreciate you. It's like self-respect, self-esteem, self-accountability. It has to come from you to count. We really need to we got to grow up.
This panel over and over again.
Fantastic.
Definitely the acknowledgement of what the good that's being done more so than an apology. I'm like, be nice. Most people apologies aren't sincere, genuine, or benefit anything. If you're gonna apologize, continue doing the same thing, which again in mass, I think that'll be the situation. It'd be much better for acknowledgement, because that's a culture that can start and spread on to other people versus just, what I'm saying, you're not gonna constantly, what I'm saying, apologize.
Yeah, I agree. As I think Lauren and I discussed this before in terms of the first rule of AA, right? It's simply like some level of admission, right, that you have something to deal with, or acknowledge that you see improvement. I feel like those things slightly go hand in hand. You can sustain that, right? Interesting. OG, did you want to expound on anything specifically?
Yeah, because a lot of people missed out on that, and that's one of the reasons we didn't want women, because it was a mandate to be accountable for the things that we was lacking in and the things that we dropped the ball on, and that's what atonement is all about. Ask for forgiveness, and as you can ask for forgiveness from your Creator, you can ask for forgiveness for the people that you harmed and affected. And I think that was missed out on the Million Man March. Um, I listened to the conversation tonight, and I think it was a well dialogue between trying to come to the understanding. And when y'all say that apology is not valuable, even if the person don't admit to it, at least I know when you speak words, and even though your agenda in your head may be one thing, but it starts something to move. And I think we're so disenfranchised with what we are doing now in these spaces. I think we do need starting points and know the value of just having a conversation and be able to look at the conversation and be able to evaluate the conversation, because the real
A conversation has to lead to action, guys. Long gone are the days of protesting, marching in the streets, going to your congressman. That shit never meant anything. It doesn't mean anything to this day. How can a system that was never designed for you work for you?
Did you hear what I said?
Disenfranchised, displaced, civil rights. How can a system that was never built for you work for you guys? Why are Black people always looking to someone else to fix their problems, to deal with our issues? Maybe it's because, maybe, just my opinion, maybe it's just that male, black men, or women neither believe in each other's guidance, input, or leadership. We're not good to fix it ourselves. We're not good enough to fix it ourselves. So let's get white daddy to do it. Go vote for you. You didn't vote, so it doesn't count. Even if you voted, it don't count.
Did you hear what I said?
Even when you voted, don't count. How many of y'all voted in the last elections? How's that working out for you? How did it positively affect your day-to-day operations within your home? Did it make your family any better? Last time I looked, that work is all on you. That work is all on me. It's on my wife. It's on my children. We got to stop this shit, man. We got to stop this shit. We are not minors.
Evaluation comes up when you redo this ham and you go through it again, and I think we get greater understanding from there.
Interesting. Interesting.
Charlie Brown teacher shit, bro. You sound smart.
About what? About what?
Everything you heard tonight, that you have something to deal with, or acknowledge that you see improvement. I feel like those things slightly go hand in hand. You can sustain that, right? Interesting. OG, did you want to expound on anything specifically?
Yeah,
I don't want to hear that again.
Humanization of,
and I think we're so disenfranchised.
Oh, Lord.
Because
I'm sorry.
Podcast. Any podcast. That's what the main thing.
Because the real evaluation comes up when you redo this ham and you go through it again, and I think we get greater understanding from there.
Interesting. You said that before too, OG. Be nice. What you think?
about what? About what?
Everything you heard tonight.
Everything I heard. I heard white supremacy in black bodies. That's what I heard personally. It's the problem I see is the dehumanization of human beings. They're only to be used until you don't need them anymore. So that's what I see, and that's what I've seen tonight.
Can you give me an example?
When Mr. Fantastic was explaining his situation, and Ro got uppity about the fact that, well, she made the assumption that she took something from him and that she won in some way. And the whole situation, if you go over it, is her trying to ruin someone's life. And that's his life. She got mad because she didn't succeed in destroying a part of his life.
What? Question to the chat. I'm gonna assume, even though I hate assuming, because it does make an ass out of you and me. I'll make an ass out of myself today, right? Whenever I heard of a divorce or I hear somebody getting a divorce, right? When have you ever heard a wife have concern of what the husband is going through during a divorce? This is a question to the chat. If you have, great. I would love to hear it. Because the discussions I hear most of the time are about, girl, what can you get? What he do? I hope you take him for everything he got. I talk to men when they going through a divorce, man. You know what? She's a good woman, man. It's just not working out. Maybe it was something I wasn't doing, something I was doing. I don't want this to affect my children. Not I need this to take care of my kids, right? I don't want this to affect my children. I don't want to have to fight to see my kids. Most cases, the men just be like, give her whatever she want. We complain about it later. We do. But in that moment, I just want to be done with this. Never, never, rare to none, never in history. Nah, nobody care about the man. Never, get out. I don't care what happens to you. No, never, never, ever. Never. Depends on the reason for the divorce. If it was amicable, then I understand that. But it's some bullshit. Neither is checking on the other. You believe that? That's your girl, Mike. You picked her. My little brother going through this right now. It's horrible. Just a thought. Let's keep it going.
So,
want to get through this.
Yeah. Was it even that? Go ahead, Ali.
That's what the main thing I came up here when they was going at him. I wanted to ask the ladies, why is it when a man leaves, it's destroying his family, but when a woman leaves, she's doing what's in her best interest and she's doing what's best for her happiness? I wanted to ask the ladies that. Why is there a difference? Why is it when a man leaves, he's destroying his family, but when a woman leaves, she's doing what's best for her and for her happiness?
I think because what Ro was getting at is that her ex-husband stepped out on the marriage, so he already destroyed the family and doing
No, that's not what Nate, Big Nate. Yeah, it says Big Nate too. I'm saying Nate because it says Big Nate. That's not what I asked you.
Big Nate.
I'm asking you in general. Why is it if Fantastic or me podcast, any of the men here leave their family, we're destroying our family. But when women leave, they're doing what's in their best interest and they're doing what makes them happy.
I think women think it through more. I think that's just my opinion. I sometimes think that women would think it through more, and men are just like, yeah, I'm just gonna just do it because they probably have done something wrong, and then they don't want the woman to come behind them and do it first. So it's like almost like they want to do it first. If I just base it off of what Fantastic said, because it just seemed that way. I have to be honest with you, Fantastic. It just seemed like you just did it because.
Do men just leave? AB, do men just leave? Ladies, I won't leave you. Men won't leave you. So in fact, they have a chick on the side and then still don't leave. Do they just leave? Don't play this game with me tonight. Okay. Let's simplify it for y'all because grown folks like to play this game. Do men just leave good women?
Did you hear what I said?
Let me take back what I said. My bad. I fucked up. Do men just leave good women? Give y'all a twofer. We just be making it up, fellas. So let's assess the situation that I'm putting in front of you, ladies. This might hurt a bit. This might sting. In most cases, the woman has to separate themselves from that man. Kui. Is that fair to say? Kui. It wasn't over till you said it was over, right? So, ladies, if he just left you, guess what? Does anybody in the class want to answer? I know it stings. Trigger warnings, trigger warnings. If he just bounced, guess what? Nobody? He told you he didn't want to be with you and he still didn't leave you. If he left you, ladies, you wasn't a good woman. You thought you were. You believed you were. I don't even think they are delusional anymore. They're really comfortable being, hey, BZ, we just be talking, bruh. Bumping our lips. Average man, let's tell the truth tonight. It's okay. I keep trying to tell y'all it's all right. We can turn the lights on. Ain't no roaches in this house. Ain't no roaches in this house. You can turn the lights on. We have to acknowledge what goes on truthfully, guys. Otherwise, we'll stay stuck in the same place. I know, sis. I'm just asking questions. I ain't trying to pick on you either. I just know you're going to tell me the truth. Congratulations, AB. Men don't just leave good women. They don't. They don't. You got to talk to him, the one and only. I understand people want to pick up. I understand people want to pick the outliers, right? It's never me or you, right? It's never anybody on YouTube.
Because you felt like you wanted to beat her to the punch. And that's no disrespect to you. I'm not saying that you were wrong in what you did necessarily, but it just seemed like you want to beat her to the punch. So it always comes off like that. Like the man is just like, oh, I'm gonna do it before she does it, and the woman usually is gonna think about it. We'll stay a little bit longer and endure more, and then we'll be like, okay, I have to think this through, and then we'll end up doing it. That's just how it seems like.
She's talking about the 20% of women that don't initiate divorces. The 20% that don't initiate.
Nate, let me just say this real quick. Nate, again, do you guys understand that a man initiating divorce is extremely rare? It's less than
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, it
listen,
is.
so listen, I'm saying. So even you, what you're saying, I'm not saying you're not being malicious. You're not being whatever. We're having a conversation, right? So what I'm saying is, me beating the man beating the woman to the punch is extremely rare. Nate, it's not. A lot of men want to beat her to the punch, but they can't. They don't. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact of the matter. Again, I was able to fucking do this thing or whatever. And again, if you guys understand, the only negative thing I have to say about my ex is that situation. Me and her on great terms to the point of where she understood that, hey, yeah, that was fucked up and so on and so forth. So, hey, listen, this isn't this. We gonna agree to this. We gonna be good. I don't got no child support. Her co-parent, perfectly fine. There's no problem. There's no beef. You know what I'm saying? But in that instance, again, for the time, and and we actually did have the conversation. This was a no contest divorce. Me and her both signed them papers. No lawyers involved. So, you know what I mean? I think women get offended when a man can, work his situation out to where he comes out, more so on the winning end than the bad end. Because it's women are offended. And I don't want to, bring her into it, but that just seemed like it was to me, because like you're overly invested in, somebody else's situation that like you shouldn't be that angry. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't understand the vitriol involved.
So Nay, with the question has nothing to do with Mr. Fantastic.
Right.
The characterization of the actions, right? It'll be the same action. However, the man will be demonized and the woman will be glorified seemingly in these situations, right? Like, for instance, another sentiment is a woman can have a baby, give it up for adoption, bring it to the firehouse, and she did the right thing, right? If the man is not involved, he ain't shit nigga, etc. Why do you think that happens?
Ooh.
And again, I'm saying these are sentiments. I'm not saying this is 100% across the board, right? So why do you think why are these characterizations as such?
Sis, right? It's crazy how easy that story flies, isn't it? How quick everyone is to accept this trope. Because when the relationship goes bad, the man is always 99% of the time. Again, because everybody like to play in that some category, the gray area. But 99% of the time, with people not knowing what went on in the situation, when a breakup or divorce is heard of, the first thing that comes out of most people's mouth, men and women included, is what did he do? It's like the flowers analogy. Y'all ever seen a man have flowers delivered to his wife at work or drop off flowers at work? What's the first thing the coworkers say? I would bring my wife flowers to work, bring her a dozen roses, just because. What'd he do? I bought her some roses. Just because it was sunny outside. Just because she deserved to have roses delivered at work every once in a while. I wish somebody bought me flowers. Right? Yeah, so solid that will come after they accuse him of doing something. Or assuming that he did do something. That comes afterwards, right? Because they get their feelings hurt after your wife crushed their fucking heart under her shoes. Right? Once your girl give him that fucking tongue lashing, that's my fucking man. He bring me flowers. Your man don't bring you flowers. Sucks to be you, bitch. Sucks to be you, bitch. My wife be flexing on him. I got a whole husband. She gonna tell you that. I got a whole husband. Shout out to AD, goddammit.
It's just how society views things, like how.
Is y'all tired of that shit yet too? Is y'all tired of this shit?
More so on the winning end than the bad end, because it's women are offended, and I don't want to bring her into it, but that just seemed like it was to me, because like you're overly invested in somebody else's situation that like you shouldn't be that angry. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't understand the vitriol involved.
So Nay, the question has nothing to do with Mr. Fantastic.
Right.
The characterization of the actions, right? It'll be the same action. However, the man will be demonized and the woman will be glorified seemingly in these situations, right? Like, for instance, another sentiment is a woman can have a baby, give it up for adoption, bring it to the firehouse, and she did the right thing, right? If the man is not involved, he ain't shit nigga, etc. Why do you think that happens?
Ooh.
And again, I'm saying these are sentiments. I'm not saying this is 100% across the board, right? So why do you think why are these characterizations as such?
It's just how society views things, like.
Aren't you part of society?
Did you hear what I said?
Ooh, society. That's how, when people say society, what they're saying is that's how they view things. I could give a fuck what society thinks or how they see shit. Society ain't got shit to do with what goes on in here. If society is affecting what goes on in here, you failed. You have failed. You're not married to a man, you're married to society. You're not married to a woman, you're married to society. You give a fuck what other people think about what you got going on. You looking to go along with the Joneses. Your ass in line getting them jabs just like everybody fucking else. I appreciate you, B-Fire. Still fucked up about what you said, though. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy B-Fire, man. Right? I know it's weird to say, right? But you and your, especially in a relationship, a loving relationship, you have to have the ability to isolate. You have to have the ability to isolate. You got to be able to shut the world out. The world will do you no favors. TBE, what's happening? The world will show your relationships no fucking favors, bro. They'll put thoughts, or I would say you will allow thoughts to be put into your head and things to manifest, and they will laugh at your fucking failures. While you fall, they will laugh. I told you they wasn't gonna last. I don't know why they even hooked up. Man, they did all that shit for nothing. You have to protect yours from those mental attacks. You have to protect yours from these spiritual attacks. And if you know, you know.
Like how, if we're going to give examples, like how a woman, she messes with different people, she's a hoe, but a man can just do that. I think it's just based off of how society works. I can't really explain it and articulate it the best, but I just think it's how it is. Like it's okay when a woman does it, and it's bad when a man does it. And I don't know how best to articulate it, but if I just base it off of the examples that were given, that's how I'm looking at it. That's why I use Fantastic's example. I can't articulate it the best way, so I have to think about that.
Like we're always in like a victim state.
Who?
Yeah.
Like if we were to choose to leave a family or leave a child, it's like, well, she had to. It has to be the worst case scenario. That's why she did it. Whereas if a man does the same thing, it's like, oh, you're just selfish.
Yeah, like that's what I was saying. Like I think we think it through a little bit more before we just act.
We're just giving a lot more grace.
Yeah, like that's exactly why. Like a woman be like, okay, well, I'm gonna stay. He done cheated. He done did something wrong, and we'll stay a little bit longer. And then the man is like, yeah, no, I'm out automatically. So I think that's where, like to your point, yeah, I think you articulated that.
But nay, the numbers don't say that. Nay. If that was the case,
Mr. Fantastic, don't pursue that. Don't pursue that part.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay right where we at. It's the same exact thing, Nay. We're not talking about any of that.
Yeah, just think through like why that happens. You know, think about the fact that you say women are always seen as at a deficit as a victim. Think about this: men are never the victims. Don't that make them the biggest victims? Is that you can't?
And I still haven't pressed this.
Well, I'm just wondering, right? Because we can't, like, for instance,
Because
you know
I can't
me.
Oh, you are a victim.
This how backwards shit is, right? Need y'all to listen, ride with me. Hap did a show about who's the bigger predators, men or women. What was the general answer that came out, guys? Put it in the chat. I'll ask the chat, who's the bigger predators, men or women? I'll give you a couple seconds. No answer's a wrong answer. I just want your honest opinion. And I'm gonna break down how simple this could be. Anybody else? That's all y'all got? I need the chat. I need y'all. Smash the like button if you have it. Men for show. Okay, so solid. I appreciate you being honest. Women. Ebo Sosa. Who's the biggest predators? Men or women? And then I'm gonna pose a question to y'all. Nobody else? We done? I need some Jeopardy music or something. I need to get my soundboard together. Mike said Black China. Everybody, most people in here said women, right? But that's because you're here. Right? I understand that people that listen to, that watch me and subscribe to me and actually come to my lives have a certain mindset, critical thinking. Most people on that show, and most people, if you did a Gallup poll on the street, will overwhelmingly say men, right? Because men are the stronger sex, the more aggressive, right? But look at it like this. Question number one, to break this down to y'all how it really goes in life, right? What is the most vulnerable demographic? Is it men, women, or children? Common sense. It doesn't take, this ain't got nothing to do with rocket or science. We're not rocket scientists. This is common sense. What is the most vulnerable demographic? Men, women, or children? Children. Children. Come on, y'all. Children, of course. Children. Children. Thank you to the people in the chat. Who has the most access to children? Who has more access to children? Women. They get on a lifeboat together. Women and children first. Don't tell me how to discipline my child. So by sheer logic, women would be more predatory because they have access to the most vulnerable demographic. I'm not saying it's you as a woman. I'm saying it's science. It makes sense. Hey, Mike, wait till you get older. You're going to be a lady killer. That's my little boyfriend. If we dive in even deeper into it, most men first sexual encounter is with a lady that's older than him. And we ain't even went into physical abuse, child abuse, real neglect, right? A person that's there and actually not paying any attention to the children. I'm a 70s baby. How many of y'all was left alone in an apartment to fend for yourselves? While your mama went God knows where with God knows who. How many of y'all, when you got home at school, when you got home from school, had to make your own meals, do your own homework, and clean the entire house? Pray never think they are so solid. No one thinks they're prey. Come on, y'all. Oh, I need y'all to open your minds tonight. Whatever you got to smoke on or drink on, I need you to open your minds tonight. We talking about big picture today. Corey Joe, how you doing? What's poppin'? Good to see you again, bro. We talking big picture today. Did you ever think to yourself, right, the reason why you don't look at it that way is because you survived it?
Did you hear what I said?
Exactly, so solid. It was par for the course. It was normal. That don't mean it was correct. You survived it. Hey, almond eyes. That's the $1 million question, sis. That's the $1 million question. Corey Joe, when I'm lying, tell me. I'll stop. Torrance, what's good with you, man? Why you ain't got no wrench, bro? Right? It's just that it's normal to you. It's just that you used to it. It's just that you used to it, bro, sis. That don't make it correct. It's all you know. You thought you was putting your shoes on right until somebody showed you did, wasn't you? You know the curve's supposed to go on the inside. We got to start thinking differently, bro. We got to understand the things that shaped our thought patterns, right, into what we believe is normal was wrong.
Because you're supposed to be strong. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like just thinking through it. Go ahead, Dana.
Yeah, just to answer Ali's question as well.
Yeah,
I agree with what the ladies have said so far, but
listen up. Here it comes, guys. I want to prep you.
In addition to that, and I'm not saying that it's right or that it's fair,
sure,
but the responsibility of keeping the house in order falls upon the man. Okay, if you are the head of the house, then you are responsible for the success of your family. So if you then leave your family, then you are villainized because you had a responsibility and you failed to meet that responsibility, essentially. Again, not saying it's right, not saying it's fair, but this is how it's perceived because you are in charge. You're the alpha and the omega when it comes to the family. So if it fails, then you fail.
Okay, so if I concede to that, that means when you say the man's supposed to be a good leader, the woman's supposed to be a great follower, right? So if the man leaves because she's not a good follower, he should be justified, right? And if a woman leaves because she don't want to be a good follower, she's not justified, correct? Because the number one reason for divorce is lack of commitment. Women are leaving because they don't want to stay committed to what they chose to be committed to. So if you're leaving your man because you don't want to follow him, it's not justified. If he leaves because you're not following him, he's justified. So if the main problem that we're seeing is that men is not the fact that men aren't great leaders, women aren't great followers.
Then don't marry them.
Almond eyes. Sissy Pooh. What's the argument? Why aren't black men getting married? Why aren't they getting married? There's all these fabulous women out here that are ready to be a wife and put a ring on their finger. Black men marry.
As well.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree with what the ladies have said so far, but in addition to that, and I'm not saying that it's right or that it's fair,
Sure.
I need y'all to listen.
keeping the house in order falls upon the man. Okay, if you are the head of the house, then you are responsible for the success of your family. So if you then leave your family, then you are villainized because you had a responsibility and you failed to meet that responsibility. Essentially, again, not saying it's right, not saying it's fair, but this is how it's perceived because you are in charge. You are you're the alpha and the omega when it comes to the family. So if it fails, then you fail.
Okay, so if I concede to that, that means when you say the man's supposed to be a good leader, the woman's supposed to be a great follower, right? So if a woman,
Supposed to be.
if the man leaves because she's not a good follower, he should be justified, right? And if a woman leaves because she don't want to be a good follower, she's not justified, correct? Because the number one reason for divorce is lack of commitment. Women are leaving because they don't want to stay committed to what they chose to be committed to. So if you're leaving your man because you don't want to follow him, it's not justified. If he leaves because you're not following him, he's justified. So if the main problem that we're seeing is that men is not the fact that men aren't great leaders, women aren't great followers.
Then don't marry them.
Then don't marry them. There's this sentiment that black men aren't ready. Sean, it's this sentiment and trope going around that black men aren't marriage minded. Why? Nobody never asks a black man why. They know, gentlemen. They know exactly what's going on. They know exactly what they are doing, but they play like they're empty passengers. Excuse me. I'm just here for the ride. When it gets to my stop, I get off, catch another train. Because they telling theyself in their head, why'd you marry me in the first place?
Did you hear what I said?
One thing, remember, you'll always be at fault as a man when it comes to your family. Go, hey, Corey, it's always our fault, bruh. Mike, so solid. What I tell y'all, bruh? What I tell y'all every time. See, me and Mike, me and So Solid, we got different understandings, right? They pick up the horn and when shit go, we talk. Enlightenment don't cost you nothing but some time and your attention. Ebo, what I say every time, bruh? They know. Exactly, BZ. But the thing to do, right, is look at the other ladies' faces and they didn't flinch. None of them flinched. Appreciate you, Mike Foulball. He said, didn't Angel Reed from LSU dump her boyfriend because she said she was the prize? Can't make this shit up, Mike. When me and my guys talk, it's yes, how we gonna pass the test? What we need to do to pass this test, because they testing you. Our job is to remove excuses so I can see the woman you are. Y'all don't hear me? That's my job as a man, is to see the woman you are so I can move accordingly. Because they there to tell black men they ain't shit for the dudes in the chat, to tell them they fine and shoot their shot. AB, come on, bruh. Vincent, they only accountable for one thing and they don't want to be accountable for that. They only responsible for one thing. And they run from that like the plague. Listen up.
That was in the.
I understand what you're saying.
But
So
I
that's
don't think we're
That
saying
sounds like more
we're not
protection
leaving
thing,
because
though.
of following. It's because there's something that the man is doing wrong. And that's not all men, but I'm just saying that's what it sounds like. We're not leaving, because we just can't follow you. No, you've done something wrong and you've messed up on your vows.
What percentage, Nay? What percentage of the divorces filed by women are because the man did something wrong?
That's all y'all. Y'all love their stats. I don't do all that. I don't know.
But
I don't know the numbers.
Nate, I guess the assessment is your assumptive nature. The women are not wrong.
I think that women usually leave marriages because there's something that they feel like the man is not doing in the marriage, and oftentimes it's like it could be cheating, it could be having obviously having a baby out of your marriage, outside the marriage, but it's always like a factor. There's something wrong, and it's depending on the women. Not for some women, not cheating is not a deal breaker.
It actually sounds like you're saying that the woman doesn't even exist in the relationship.
Let me tell y'all, I said it once, and I'll say it again. These young boys ain't playing with y'all ass. I appreciate you, Ty. Tim Baller, appreciate you, big dog. These young boys ain't got no play in them. How can you fail at something you're not playing a part in? Ladies, I want y'all to really listen and process this. How can you fail at something you're not a part of? How can you contribute to the success of it? How? Empty passengers. I'm just here for the ride. As soon as I'm not happy, I'm out of here. It's a new train coming. How do you expect to succeed in something you never dedicated yourself to in the first place? How can you expect something to go your way when no matter what, you got one foot out the door? What's a house with no foundation, gentlemen? What's a truck with a rusted frame? These are the relationships that women are presenting, and they wonder why men are going their own way. They are basically telling men, why are you with me? I am not doing anything for you. Why are you here? Think about what they're saying to their men, their sons, right? Their fathers, their husbands, their nephews, their grands. Think about what they're telling, what these women, the modern black woman is telling their men that they say they love and revere and want the best for. Think about this, guys. But the crazy part is, right? Y'all think men don't see it. It's been said plenty of times. Shout out to my boy Mike. The reason why men of our generation is because we still cared. We felt you guys were worth saving. We felt these young boys, they gonna let y'all down on the ship. Your daughters, your nieces. You are programming your children for failure. A lot of times we hear these conversations from the young boys. You guys didn't set the example. I keep trying to tell y'all, you can learn from seeing the wrong thing to do. The most convincing teacher is pain. And when these young men see the people that rear them up, right, do everything that they were taught as what a man is supposed to do, provide a home, go out here and work your life, work all your life till you break your back, right? Sacrifice for your family. And then they see their mothers and their aunts and their grandmothers walking away, destroying these men's lives. Y'all think they not gonna learn? Gentlemen, y'all got y'all lessons. Maybe they weren't taught the right way, right? Maybe we didn't structure them the correct way, but y'all got y'all lessons. Mr. Williams, we're not having any of that bullshit. How you doing, Kay? What's good with you, man? Bella Rings, how you doing, sis? Hope to see you back soon. Make sure y'all subscribe to Supreme Beast Box and Talk, man. He got dirty late night talk too. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Cadillac Red. He on YouTube. Click on his name if you're on a mobile device. Go ahead, subscribe. Y'all think the lessons ain't been taught. Y'all, hey, your daddy taught you plenty. Your daddy taught you plenty.
What do you mean?
So if the responsibility of keeping the family together is on one person, yet it's a relationship of two, why is the woman even exist?
This kid getting it. And he's adult.
Oh, be nice.
Man, I've seen him. It's just amazing to me how the kids get it, bro. He young, Sherelle young, all these young people getting it. But it's like when she said, "Oh, y'all do the numbers," but you're making a statement out of your mouth suggesting that men are responsible for the divorces that women are filing, and you don't think that it is becoming of you to justify that, to solidify it in any kind of way, just be dismissive. It's like that's. But I'm wrong whenever I compare us to white people, though.
No,
Yeah,
I
you'll
think
be
that
wrong
she was
for that.
saying that there's an assumption that's made.
They need to.
Yeah. Now here's the thing, right? We don't we trying to get Nate to a particular point, right? So what about what Be Nice said? Nay.
Okay, I started focusing on Dana because she was sideways. Okay, can you say that point one more time? Be nice, just so I
Yeah,
can
it was
understand.
only 3 lines. Go ahead, Be Nice.
My point was,
Sleep.
if the family, all of it, 100% of the responsibility is on the man, then in a relationship of two people, does the woman exist?
I just want to let it marinate. I wanted to seep into your systems what this young brother is saying. I really do. What's the point of getting anything right if you're not there? Hey, Corey. Hey, Josiah. Other times you can't pay him to shut up, right? Josiah. Any other time you can't pay him to shut their mouth. And wait till I enlighten y'all to something that ain't nobody peep, ain't nobody said. Watch this. Just listen up.
Is she not following his lead?
No, does she exist at all?
What's up, Crimson?
Mm.
Do you understand what he's saying?
Is she a part
No,
of the
I'm trying to
relationship?
understand how he
He's
means it.
asking you, is she culpable?
Is she a part of the relationship?
Think about it. Everything's on the man's shoulder to make her happy, maintain it,
So she
provision,
doesn't have to give
protection.
anything. In a sense.
If and then think about it, if he or she leaves, to Dana's sentiment, it's on him because he's responsible and accountable for maintaining that family.
So
Is
it's like,
she even there?
yeah, like so she doesn't have to really give anything. It's all like she's just receiving, like he's just pouring into her, and she doesn't have to do
You
much.
tell us, Nate, based on what you
That's what I'm
heard.
So if all you're doing is taking, why do you give a fuck about what I'm giving?
Did you hear what I said?
If all you do is take, how can you complain about what I give? You must submit to a man's service first. You must be content with what I'm bringing first. And this happened in real time. Bruh, we said this shit back in the pandemic. We've been saying this since the pandemic. Empty passengers just along for the fucking ride. It's always our fault. No matter what I do, I could be the perfect man. He wasn't man enough for me. They tell you that a good man is not good enough. If a good man isn't good enough, what's good? Moving that goalpost, K. I didn't know goalposts had wheels. It looked like they were stuck in the ground for me. To me, Doctor Mark in the building. How you doing, God? Peace, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother, Dr. Mark. It happened in real time, Corey Joe. It happened in real time. This shit should be breaking the internet right now. This shit should be viral. This shit should be viral. Romello, what's popping? I see you in there, guy. How you doing, man? Right. Number 2 pencil looking ass.
I'm trying to understand it. Ooh.
Is she even there?
Damn. I guess not. Because she's not giving much. She's just counting on him to give everything.
Well, you have giving, but you also have responsibility, and then you have blame, all of which is on the man, seemingly based on Dana's sentiment about why men suffer such a harsh penalty when these families don't work.
This is why they always saying, stop blaming us. Don't blame us. Man, you should do that. Don't be blaming nobody. All y'all do is blame. When you pointing at somebody else, you got 4 fingers pointing at you. No, blame has to be assigned. Blame has to be assigned. Can't stand niggas when they say that shit. Stop. No, blame has to be assigned, bitch. If somebody hurt your wife and you go out and you looking for them and it's 4 dudes and don't nobody want to blame nobody. No, point that nigger out. We supposed to be fucking grown men, bruh. What don't people understand about this? We are supposed to be men. Hey, M. Mills. Slid on in here with your pretty self. How you doing, sis? Facts, Vince. I'm doing it my way. It's going to be on me anyway, bruh. It's my fault anyway, even if it's not.
And they take all the criticism.
Whether they right or wrong.
Yeah, I gotta sit with this. Wow.
The women are still absolutely a factor, but it's up to the man to figure out what works and to figure out how to make it work. So, but the woman is obviously a very large contributing factor to how the family unit is going to work and to be successful. But it's up to the man, essentially, traditionally.
So,
bullshit artist. She's a liar, bro. No disrespect, but disrespectfully.
It's up to them. Well, Dana, think about this though. You
Go
saying
ahead.
she's a large contributing factor. However, if it's up to him to make sure it works, and then he's to blame if it doesn't work, I would argue that she's a large contributing factor. I think if you put her in that low of a state, you got the dog, you got the kids, you got the woman, just about on the same tier, right? Because she's not a force multiplier. If he has to make it work and then take all the blame, that's where we would have to try to understand what you're saying.
Okay.
So she's not upholding her part. She's not doing her part.
There's
The crazy part of this is, y'all, and I need y'all to listen. Why is it that the woman that doesn't date men, the only one putting it together? This is why I keep telling y'all this shit is over with. It's over. Black unity, dead. The black family, dead. You, sir, are the last of a dying breed. Mr. He said, Mrs. She said, I salute you. You are the last of a dying breed. So solid. You are the last of a dying breed. Mike Tan, you are the last of a dying breed. Hey, shout out, bro. Hamp, this is some beautiful fucking work, bruh. Hamp. This shit needs to go viral, bruh. This the one right here, Hamp. This shows the one. Why can't we just work together, create a promise? That's a great question. You ain't figured it out yet? Hold up, Hamp. Don't leave, Hamp. I got you. Hold on. What is that? 347. This part right here, Hamp. I'll rewind it for you, my guy. I pray everything is everything with you.
Men is not the fact that men aren't great leaders. Women aren't great followers.
Then don't marry them.
That was in the.
I understand what you're saying.
But
So
I
that's
don't think we're
That
saying
sounds like more of a
we're not
perception
leaving
thing,
because
though.
of following. It's because there's something that the man is doing wrong. And that's not all men, but I'm just saying that's what it sounds like. We're not leaving, because we just can't follow you. No, you've done something wrong and you've messed up on your vows.
What percentage, Nay? What percentage of the divorces filed by women are because the man did something wrong?
That's all y'all. Y'all love their stats. I don't do all that. I don't know.
But
I don't know the numbers.
Nate, I guess the assessment is your assumptive nature. The women are not wrong.
I think that women usually leave marriages because there's something that they feel like the man is not doing in the marriage, and oftentimes it's like it could be cheating, it could be having obviously having a baby out of your marriage, outside the marriage, but it's always like a factor. There's something wrong, and it's depending on the women. Not for some women, not cheating is not a deal breaker.
It actually sounds like you're saying that the woman doesn't even exist in the relationship.
That part right there, Hamp. I wish you'd have dove deep into this bitch right here. I wish you'd have dove deep into that because that was it, bro. This to show. I already know how you operate. I already know how you move mentally, bro. This is your next show, bro. This is the this is the question. This is the question. Right? If you're an empty passenger in a relationship, him. If you play no part in the success of what we got going on, how do relationships supposed to succeed? If all you do, or if the only reason you're here is to take and receive from your man, how is this relationship supposed to flourish? How can it be successful? How do our women expect a relationship, a marriage to work with one foot out the door before you even say I do? They are basically telling black men, I don't know why you married me. You got to make me happy. You got to pay all the bills. You got to help me. You got to clean. You got to cook. You got to do everything. You give your man nothing and then complain about what he gives you.
Did you hear what I said?
That's like a bum on the street getting mad because you gave him $1. That's all you get? I mean, I know I'm a bum, right? I know I'm out here on the street asking, right? But all you got is $1, young blood. You can't give me nothing else? You asking me to service you, but my service will never be good enough. You asking me to be emotionally available, but I'll never be available enough. Hemp, they are saying good is not good enough. A good man, the best man you know, is not good enough. The young bulls complain about what we put up with, Hemp, but they learned their lessons well. These young boys is not playing. We care. We cared. These young boys is not willing to risk nothing. They've seen men sacrifice and give to get shitted on, and they know that's not a fair deal. We knew it wasn't a fair deal, but it was the sacrifice we made for our women. Was it the right sacrifice? I'm going at this point, no. So how can we encourage marriage to a young man that's out here working to build himself consistently, right? To provide these things when it's not a fair exchange? Or better yet, the question we should be asking, what is incentivizing them, or what incentive do they have to care? What incentive, what reason do these men have to care? Go, because you such a good woman and you ain't like the rest of them?
What do you mean?
So if the responsibility of keeping the family together is on one person, yet it's a relationship of two, why is the woman even exist?
This kid getting it. And he's adult.
Oh, be nice.
Man, I've seen them. It's just amazing to me how the kids get it, bro. He young, Sherelle young, all these young people getting it. But it's like when she said, "Oh, y'all do the numbers," but you're making a statement out of your mouth suggesting that men are responsible for the divorces that women are filing, and you don't think that it is becoming of you to justify that, to solidify it in any kind of way, just be dismissive. It's like that's. But I'm wrong whenever I compare us to white people, though.
They our women want marriage so much so that when they leave, they don't cry. They have a divorce party. I'm celebrating my independence. Not looking back, enjoying the good times that you did have.
No, I
You'll
think
be
that
wrong
she
for
was
that.
saying that there's an assumption that's made.
They need to.
This shit is painful,
Yeah.
bro.
Now here's the thing, right? We don't we trying to get Nate to a particular point, right? So what about what Be Nice said? Nay.
Okay, I started focusing on Dana because she was sideways. Okay, can you say that point one more time? Be nice, just so I
Yeah,
can
it
understand.
was only 3 lines. Go ahead, Be Nice.
My point was,
Sleep.
if the family, all of it, 100% of the responsibility is on the man, then in a relationship of two people, does the woman exist?
Is she not following his lead?
No, does she exist at all?
What's up, Crimson?
Mm.
Do you understand what he's saying?
Is she a part of the
I'm trying to
relationship?
understand how he
He's
means it.
asking you, is she culpable?
Is she a part of the relationship?
Think about it. Everything's on the man's shoulder to make her happy, maintain it,
So she
provision,
doesn't have to give
protection.
anything. In a sense.
If and then think about it, if he or she leaves, to Dana's sentiment, it's on him because he's responsible and accountable for maintaining that family.
So
Does
it's
she even is she even there?
Yeah, like so she doesn't have to really give anything. It's all like she's just receiving, like he's just pouring into her, and she doesn't have to do
You
much.
tell us, Nate, based on what you
That's what
heard.
I'm trying to understand it. Ooh.
Is she even there?
Damn. I guess not. Because she's not giving much. She's just counting on him to give everything.
Well, you have giving, but you also have responsibility, and then you have blame, all of which is on the man, seemingly based on Dana's sentiment about why men suffer.
Vince said, could it be, Rick, we are not requiring him to be invested in us as men? Cash, ash, or grass? You could say that, because I want to make sure I'm being honest with your question. You could say that. So you telling me it's not our job to make our wives' lives, our women's lives easier? That we have to run our women through turmoil and get them emotionally invested and keep them crazy so they look at us a certain way so they stay? That would explain the Pookie analogy now, wouldn't it? Now, wouldn't it? So is it that a soft life can only be had and enjoyed after she's been ran through the ringer? After she's been rolled hard and put away wet? Just questions.
Such a harsh penalty when these families don't work, and they take all the criticism.
Whether they right or wrong.
Yeah, I gotta sit with this. Wow.
The women are still absolutely a factor, but it's up to the man to figure out what works and to figure out how to make it work. So, but the woman is obviously a very large contributing factor to how the family unit is going to work and to be successful. But it's up to the
It's the man's job to figure it out, right? But women are such great communicators.
the man, essentially,
So,
traditionally.
well, if it's up to them, well, Dana, think about this though. You
Go
saying
ahead.
she's a large contributing factor. However, if it's up to him to make sure it works, and then he's to blame if it doesn't work, I would argue that she's a large contributing factor. I think if you put her in that low of a state, you got the dog, you got the kids, you got the woman, just about on the same tier, right? Because she's not a force multiplier. If he has to make it work and then take all the blame, that's where we would have to try to understand what you're saying.
Okay.
So she's not upholding her part. She's not doing her part.
There's no
But
part.
what Dana just
There isn't
did
a part.
was double down on the question and still made the man responsible for the initial question that the young man asked.
He's still responsible and accountable to make it work.
Right.
And
Even
the
in the
blame.
solution, he's responsible. So she doubled down on what the young man asked.
But this is but respectfully, she's highlighting the way that women think, though, right? So even if
I got that,
even
and
if
that's good
no, I'm not
information.
disagreeing with you. I'm making my own thought. Even if we see that as problematic, right? Respectfully and thankfully,
Podcast, I really don't like you. Why you always got to be so argumentative when somebody
I'm
says
not
something?
arguing with you. I'm making my own
I'm
thought.
joking. I'm just trying.
This derailed the conversation. I'm so upset at this part.
To cut the mustard, bro.
Please leave me alone. She's
You
making
do it to everybody else in the team. You ain't on the comedian.
When they ask me to leave them alone, I will. She's highlighting the way women think, right? So I gotta respect that part of it because that shows you exactly how a person can say 80% of divorces filed by women. These men ain't no good. These men must be wrong. They must have did this. They must have cheated. They must have did. It's like, come on. But now you see how you get to that. You see how there is not one single iota of logic inside of that thinking and that mindset to just parse it out to say, nah, that can't be possible. Like that don't even make sense.
But can y'all go?
But that's only put in place,
Everyone
podcast. That's
agrees.
only put in place is due to the benefit that the woman get versus the benefit the man don't get from divorce.
No, he just stay on his point. If what
I
he
got it.
just said is true, then the man would have to be happy for the relationship to work, not the woman. Think
I
about
got
that.
that.
But we
No,
do
think
own
about that. No. Women commit to the man, and he's happy, and then women. That's the number one reason for divorce: the lack of accountability. And they already said it's something that happens that a woman doesn't like. She could have been perfectly fine with the marriage when it started, and then she doesn't like it anymore. She leaves. She's no longer happy. He was still content and happy.
We have always been in a matriarchy in the black community, guys. This is why these patriarchy and feminist ideals do not exist within the black community. Always, Corey. At least in the Western world, in America. The black men were destroyed. The image of them was destroyed. How can you expect a man to lead when you don't view him as such? Everything I do is wrong. Everything I do that you don't agree with is incorrect.
Men aren't leaving, women are leaving. So if you're saying you want a leader and he's 100% responsible for the relationship, then his happiness matters.
Like, it's fantastic. Do you mind if I just for like 7 seconds bring up your relationship? From what I heard Fantastic say, basically there was a condition like of the circumstances of his relationship, right? That was problematic to the woman's feelings, right? And so because she felt the way, she started turning against him instead of actually just trying to deal with how she feels and accepting the reality of her situation, even just acknowledging that it could have been 10 times worse. You got a man that's out here on a boat somewhere in the middle of the night every day, and it's making provisions for you, but you're only thinking about yourself and your own feelings. That's why you get 80% of divorces. Not because men are just these horrible guys.
I want to go back a little bit to what being said about the statements that Nay and I were making and how there's no logic that's being applied to any of that. I just want to make it very clear that the responses that we're giving are in response to the question that Ali asked, which was about perception. Why are men perceived that way? So it's not necessarily that we believe or think or feel those things. We're explaining why there's potentially a perception.
Okay.
So let's not conflate the two.
No, but if you heard what I said, I specifically thanked you for it because I'm saying it's highlighting the way the mindset is highlighting how most women would have to think in order for them to come to the conclusion that all of these divorces are men's fault.
I hear you. I just
See what
wanted
I'm
to
saying?
make that distinction
You weren't
for
speaking
our
from
own
your own.
benefit.
Yeah. Do you guys, and Aaron, I know you got to get in. I just wonder. Crimson actually asked the question in the chat. What would be the responsibilities of the follower? If women agree that the men are the leaders, what is the responsibilities of the follower?
To submit to his leadership.
What does that look like?
I was just going to mention something like that, like keeping him happy. If he's happy, then she.
Hold on, Nate. Let Dana think this through. It sounds cute. What does it look like?
It sounds well. That's what the Lord said, so I guess it sounds good.
I need a God-fearing man. My man got to have a relationship with Jesus. Jesus is my Lord and Savior. That's what the Lord said, so I guess it sounds good.
She could have been perfectly fine with the marriage when it started, and then she doesn't like it anymore. She leaves. She's no longer happy. He was still content and happy. Men aren't leaving, women are leaving. So if you're saying you want a leader and he's 100% responsible for the relationship, then his happiness matters.
Like, fantastic. Do you mind if I just for like 7 seconds bring up your relationship? From what I heard Fantastic say, basically there was a condition like of the circumstances of his relationship, right, that was problematic to the woman's feelings, right? And so because she felt the way, she started turning against him instead of actually just trying to deal with how she feels and accepting the reality of her situation, even just acknowledging that it could have been 10 times worse. You got a man that's out here on a boat somewhere in the middle of the night every day, and it's making provisions for you, but you're only thinking about yourself and your own feelings. That's why you get 80% of divorces. Not because men are just these horrible guys.
I want to go back a little bit to what being said about the statements that Nay and I were making and how there's no logic that's being applied to any of that. I just want to make it very clear that the responses that we're giving are in response to the question that Ali asked, which was about perception. Why are men perceived that way? So it's not necessarily that we believe or think or feel those things. We're explaining why there's potentially a perception.
Okay.
So let's not conflate the two.
No, but if you heard what I said, I specifically thanked you for it because I'm saying it's highlighting the way the mindset. It's highlighting how most women would have to think in order for them to come to the conclusion that all of these divorces are men's fault.
I hear you. I
Right?
just
See what
wanted
I'm
to make
saying?
that distinction
You weren't
for
speaking
our
from
own
your own.
benefit.
Yeah. Do you guys, and Aaron, I know you got to get in. I just wonder. Crimson actually asked the question in the chat. What would be the responsibilities of the follower? If women agree that the men are the leaders, what is the responsibilities of the follower?
To submit to his leadership.
What does that look like?
I was just gonna mention something like that, like keeping him happy. If he's happy, then she
Hold on, Nate. Let Dana think this through. It sounds cute. What does that look like?
It sounds well. That's what the Lord said, so I guess it sounds good.
Always sounds good.
Submitting to his leadership. What does that look like? That means allowing him to operate in his space. And ultimately, the question that Ali asked.
Mention something like that, like keeping him happy. If he's happy, then she.
Hold on, Nate. Let Dana think this through. It sounds cute. What does that look like?
It sounds well. That's what the Lord said, so I guess it sounds good.
Shout out to y'all for coming through. Make sure you all check out the other creators in this space. Thanks so much for DJ Hamp over there at This Might Be Risky. Shout out to the Mr. He Said, Mr. She Said. Who else was in here? Quee, Dr. Mark, my boy So Solid. Everybody with channel, if you want, go ahead and throw your link in the chat. Please subscribe to these people, man. It don't cost nothing to throw these people a like, get them some traffic, man. Like I said, donate to them, but if enough people watch them, YouTube will write them a check. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me acknowledge these super chats, then we out, man. My boy So Solid came through with the 20 ball. Appreciate you, God. Daryl Stewart with the 20. Shout out to my boy showing love and respect. Be Fire in the building, my guy. Corey Joe coming through with the 5 ball. Zion, my boy Mike 499. Ty Shadow in the building with a 10 ball. That boy, This Might Be Risky in the building, man. I love y'all, man. Love your loved ones, man. Y'all be easy, man. Take care of yourself, because without you, none of this will happen. Don't let them fool you. Once you do that, take care of your family, because who's going to feed you Jello when you get older? And I like Jello. And I guarantee y'all, if y'all do that, everything else will take care of itself. Peace.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is